The southern end of Europe. The southernmost forest in Spain. A forest that seems to be enchanted. And an elusive, evasive creature that came many generations ago from Africa. It's gnawing away at the remains of its last supper. But this Genet is still a bit too young to go out on its own. It's not even a year old. At this age, Genets must be accompanied by their mother. But there's no one else. It lacks the proper skills to hunt and avoid danger. Its calls for help get no response. Hungry and perhaps in fear, it decides to search for its mother. Genets are small carnivores that manage well in the soil. This little one looks good and is healthy, but without its mother's help, its fat reserves will soon be finished off. And when the calorie counter reaches zero, its eyes will no longer open. The African ancestors of this Genet live among the desert rocks. Nothing like this distressing environment. The bad weather does not help. The constant moisture, wind and cold speed up the energy loss. The loss of fat peaks. At first, it walks about in vain. It doesn't know how to follow one specific direction. And the signs are hidden by the fog. This very wet world is meant for other animals. when it finally finds the salamander, its instincts tell it the colors black and yellow are serious warnings. This foggy forest seems too hostile, and it decides to do what all young Genet do sooner or later: leave to explore the world. The Mediterranean climate is dry and warm in summer, but the winters can be rather rainy. 2,000 litres of rain per square metre a year is not uncommon in this area. The most well-conserved forests in Europe are found here, with very unique fern species. During this season of the year, all the plants that normally have problems capturing water now thrive. It's hard to believe that the enormous Sahara Desert is so close by. When the rain has saturated the ground, the water begins to run along the surface. Runoff occurs as the rain falls on the slopes. Soon the streams will rise exponentially. And the waterfalls will regain the force lost during the dry season. These are the rainforests of southern Spain. The water flows towards the lowest areas, producing ponds used by the starlings. It's bathed daily if they can. Genet are good explorers of new territories. This kit was able to leave the foggy forest and follow the course of the streams to reach a lagoon. The lagoon has filled with the rainfall runoff, but will dry up by the end of summer. The Genet seems to think there will be edible proteins here. It's a little confused. Having climbed up the branches of a salt cedar, it sees something it has never seen before. Any attempt to get closer scares the birds away. They are much bigger animals. They are in the water and they can fly. As much as the Genet looks around, all of these animals are completely outside its reach. It seems paradoxical to go hungry with so much food in front. The storks must make pit stops during their migratory flights to rest and drink. Hunger forces it to desperately search for opportunities in the lagoon. It can't even catch the small birds on the banks. It must change strategy. The smell of a dead body is of no interest to a hunter. However, it seems to smell something accessible and of the right size here. A small rat fills it with hope and happiness, and curiosity once again appears. it seems to understand that this is not a good place for a young genet to live. It doesn't like water at all. For others, the banks of the lagoon offer a place to eat. Evening falls on the lagoon, and more storks arrive. These migratory birds need to make these stops at this service station. At daybreak, the storks will take off on their route again. By that time, the genet will already have left. Just a few kilometers from the lagoon, there's a cork oak forest. The lords of this forest are a pair of northern goshawks, which are now hunting. Northern goshawks are very efficient hunters. While the male skins a rabbit, the female patrols the territory. Spring is now beginning, and the plants announce their genetic business. The flowers become quite the market. Insects take to the pollen, and the plants pay with nectar. And this is where a hunter as efficient as the northern goshawk has settled. The mantis remains still as it stalks its prey. It got away, but this time it didn't. After eating comes the cleaning. The genet, not so young anymore, has settled in this sunny territory. plants are its thing. And the Genet, which has begun to discover the new territory, has located some. Although it seems to be more about a game than hunger. It got away. But this territory is not empty. A young northern goshawk is not willing to share its prey with the Genet. That's why it decides to warn the Genet to leave the area for the time being. It smells a bit odd here. Odd yet attractive. The new territory is full of possibilities, but also dangers. The Genet's innate curiosity can lead it to its death. A viper can easily kill an animal of this size. The viper is simply sending a warning. The odd smell remains in the air. Until suddenly, ever since it separated from its mother, it has not seen another animal of its own species. Without intending to, it has entered the territory of a young male that has marked several trees with its odor. Curiosity brings about a desire to see it up close. For the time being, each one continues along its own path. They've now seen each other, even though they had smelled each other long before. With the summer, the forest fills with troubling noises. They sounded far away for a long time, but they can be heard much closer this morning. They are not like those of a northern goshawk or a snake.
Vamos, grande.
Crews of workers enter the heart of the forest every 9 years. The curious Sinead watches them from afar. Summers are dry and hot, so they are prone to fire. As a preventative measure, the cork oaks create an outer layer of cork to protect themselves from fire. But this cork is worth money. Little by little, the trees are stripped of bark. The cork can only be removed from the forest on the backs of mules.
Vámonos, 9. Mira para adelante. 9. 9.
The recently stripped cork oaks offer a peculiar orange color, which will become black over time. The crew stops at noon for lunch. At times, Sinead gets close to the people because of the smell of the food. Although perfectly equipped for hunting, in all reality, Sinead can eat almost anything. But in this case, it decides to get far away from the men's worksite. Resting, the work begins again. It's the hottest time of the year in the forest. The streams carry very little water. The rainy season of great waterfalls is now far behind. It comes upon a sheep refuge. Small animals hide among the rocks. The genet guides itself by the smell. All possible prey run away and hide. The unluckiest one of all was a lizard. Even though it is nearly 2 years old, the genet still plays with its food. With so much playing, it doesn't finish killing the gecko. That familiar smell enters the air once again, and it is distracted for a second. It got away. The lizard will recover among the rocks, and the genet must make do with just the tail. That's how it will learn. The young male has seen the entire scene up close. Its smell floods this entire area of the forest. And this little lady doesn't want to continue going at it alone. Genets are not strictly solitary beings. They like to live in pairs. Will there be a happy ending? Of course.